This is the Rhine Gorge, and honestly, nothing we say is going to do it justice. Welcome back to Cruise Escapes. We're George and Dan, and this is our VIVA Enjoy video. We've sailed with VIVA Cruises before. VIVA 1 was our first river cruise with them, so we came into this with a decent sense of what to expect. What we wanted to answer this time was whether Enjoy holds up to the same standard, what the suite is actually like compared to a standard cabin, and whether a week on the Rhine gives you something a bigger ship simply can't. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear answer to all of that. Let's get into it. We flew from Gatwick to Basel with EasyJet, about an hour and a half, barely time to finish a coffee. Once we landed, it was a short taxi transfer straight to the port. It was all quite easy. The first thing that hits you with a river cruise is the scale. VIVA Enjoy carries 190 guests. To put that in perspective, P&O Iona carries over 5,000. There are no crowds here, no queues, no hunting for a sun lounger. Because we were in a suite, we could drop our luggage on board before cabins were officially ready. We headed to the bar, got a drink, and just settled in. One thing we started doing early on, the daily programme is displayed in the central area each morning. Take a photo of it on your phone rather than trying to remember everything. Saves a lot of back and forth. After enjoying the buffet in the lounge, we had the sailing briefing. And then we were off. Basel behind us, the Rhine ahead, 7 nights to go. Dinner that first evening was in the Riverside restaurant at 7 p.m. A good first meal and a chance to start working out the rhythm of the ship. Before we get into the rest of the trip, let's give you a proper look around the ship, because this is quite different to what you might expect. Starting down on the Emerald deck, this is where you'll find the fitness area, wellness space, and a massage room if you want to book treatments. Moments, the Italian restaurant, is also down here. Up on the Ruby deck, this is more of your central hub. You've got the lobby area, reception, the travel desk where you can book excursions or ask questions, a small gift shop, and the Riverside restaurant where most meals take place. Then, up on the Diamond deck, this is where we spent a lot of our time. You've got the bistro here, an aft coffee station at the back of the ship, another coffee and water refill station midship, and this is also where the lounge and bar are. This is the social heart of the ship, especially in the evenings. And then right at the top, you've got the sun deck. This is probably where you'll spend most of your time when the ship is sailing. There's a small pool, plenty of seating, and space for sunbathing, but more importantly, it's where you get the best views. The biggest thing to take away: it's small, it's easy to get around, and it feels much more like a boutique hotel than a traditional cruise ship. There's not loads to do on board, but that's not really the point here. One thing we didn't fully appreciate before coming on this cruise is just how all-inclusive it actually is. You arrive and there's a welcome drink waiting in your cabin. You've got breakfast, lunch, and multi-course dinners all included, plus snacks throughout the day. Drinks are included throughout as well. Soft drinks, coffee, beer, wine, and a selection of spirits. There's even a minibar in your cabin, and that's included too. Wi-Fi is included, tips are included, so you can pretty much get on board and not think about spending money the whole trip. Suite 303 on the Diamond Deck. And we should say up front, we have footage of the other cabin grades too, so you can actually see what the difference looks like rather than just taking our word for it. So this is the standard double cabin with a fixed window. Perfectly comfortable, decent storage, well laid out, everything you need for a week. The window gives you a minimal view and does not open. Step up to the balcony cabin and you get a French balcony. Doors that open so you can get fresh air and the sounds of the river. Very similar in size to the window cabin. And then the suite. This is a proper living space. Large bed, separate seating area, a big TV, coffee machine, kettle, and Viva's reusable water bottles. The Juliet balcony doors open wide. When you're drifting for a lock or sailing the Rhine Gorge, you're just standing there with the river right in front of you. It's a different experience. The bathroom is generous. Large shower with both a handheld and overhead shower. Rituals toiletries throughout. If you know the brand, you'll be pleased to see them, and plenty of storage. No fighting over shelf space. When we arrived in the cabin, there was a welcome aperitif waiting, wine properly chilled, a nice little detail. Day 5, we'd left Rüdesheim in the early afternoon and sailed straight into this. The Rhine Gorge stretches for about 65 kilometres and there are castles everywhere, perched on ridges, half-hidden trees, some still intact and some barely standing. It's one of those stretches of river where you just stop whatever you're doing and watch. We were lucky enough to get up to the bridge and spend some time with the captain whilst he navigated this section. The crew were brilliant, happy to answer questions, explain what they were looking for, and talk through how you read the river at different times of year. What surprised us was how much skill goes into it. The Rhine Gorge has tight bends, strong currents in places, and other river traffic to factor in. Watching the captain work through it close up was genuinely fascinating. If you're planning this route, our honest advice, don't go ashore in Rüdesheim, stay on the ship. The gorge sailing starts once you leave, and it's the best few hours of the entire cruise. Get yourself a spot on the outside deck, or open the balcony doors if you're in a suite or a balcony cabin, and just watch. Food on VIVA Enjoy works across 3 restaurants, each one slightly different in style. The Riverside restaurant on Ruby Deck is your main dining room. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. It's where most meals happen. It's first come, first served on the tables, so timing matters. For a group of 4, we had no issues, but if you're travelling as a couple, you may end up sharing a table during busy periods. Get there early for dinner, or go later once the first wave has settled. Breakfast is buffet style, but you can also order hot options as well, which is a nice touch. Lunch is more relaxed, table service with a small salad bar alongside it. Dinner is where it really steps up. Full sit-down multi-course meals that feel much closer to a restaurant than a typical cruise dining room. The bistro is where it gets more interesting. You book through reception and you need to do it as soon as you board. Places go fast. We first ate here on Viva 1 and it was our favourite restaurant on that ship. On Enjoy, it delivered again. Lunch here is more casual. Burgers, club sandwiches, that kind of thing. We actually loved the menu. Good food and no fuss. Then there's Moments, the Italian restaurant. Same deal, book via reception early. There's a small self-service buffet alongside the main menu, which is a nice touch, a bit more relaxed in how you eat. Think pizzas, pasta, really easy, familiar dishes, but done well. The standout meal of the whole cruise was the gala night, which we enjoyed at Moments, but you can enjoy in any restaurant. We enjoyed 5 courses and it was genuinely excellent. The kind of meal you don't really expect on a river cruise ship, but are very glad to find. Worth mentioning, afternoon tea is also in the lounge. It's served once during the cruise and it gets busy, but there's plenty of food to go around. If you're asking which restaurant to prioritise, book the bistro first, then Moments. Seven nights, several ports, all very different from each other. Here's how each one played out. Day 2 and we docked in Breisach, a small town on the German side of the Rhine. We'd booked the Colmar excursion, which takes you across the border into France, and Colmar is one of those places that genuinely stops you in your tracks. Cobbled streets, half-timbered houses in pinks and yellows, canals winding through the old town. It's often called the most Alsatian city in Alsace, and that's fair. The VIVA excursion is £53 per person and includes a guided city tour, worth it if you don't want to sort out your own transport across the border. Day 3 and we were in Strasbourg until 11 PM, so we had the full day. The cathedral is the centrepiece, Notre Dame de Strasbourg, and it's extraordinary close up. The Petite France district nearby has the same Alsatian character as Colmar, but with more of a city buzz around it. We did this one independently, no excursion needed. Everything was walkable from the dock, free, easy, and you can take your time. Day 4 and we're in Mannheim. The ship docks here, but the excursion heads to Heidelberg, about 20 minutes away, and that's where you want to be. Heidelberg Castle sits 300 feet above the city. Even in ruin, it's one of the most impressive things we've seen on any trip. The views from the castle over the Neckar River and the rooftops below are worth the trip alone, all for £62 per person. Day 5 and we wake up in Rüdesheim. We stayed on the ship. The Gorge sailing starts once you leave, and we mentioned that's the afternoon you want to be on deck. We arrived in Koblenz around 4:30 PM on day 5 and had a pleasant evening walk from the dock. Day 6 and we're in Cologne. In port from noon until 7 PM. The cathedral dominates the skyline from the moment you dock. It's one of the largest Gothic cathedrals in the world and free to go inside. The old town and Rhine promenade make for an easy afternoon of independent exploring. That evening, as we sailed north, Düsseldorf passed late at night. A nice moment on deck if the light's still holding. Day 7 and we arrived into Amsterdam around 1 PM on the final day. Last morning in the suite, a browse of the gift shop for a memento, and then we were off. We got the Eurostar home from Amsterdam Central, which we'd highly recommend as an alternative to flying. A relaxed end to a relaxed trip. So, is VIVA Enjoy worth it? For us, absolutely. What VIVA Enjoy does really well is slow everything down. The scenery becomes part of the holiday, the ports are right on your doorstep, and the whole experience feels relaxed from start to finish. The ship has a lovely boutique hotel feel, with genuinely friendly crew, consistently good food, and an all-inclusive package that makes life really easy. Having drinks, Wi-Fi, tips, and even the minibar included meant we could simply switch off and enjoy the week. Of course, it's a much smaller ship than an ocean cruise, so you won't find theatres, multiple pools, or endless entertainment. Evenings are much quieter, usually centred around the lounge with live music or visiting performers, but honestly, that suits this style of cruising perfectly. Compared to VIVA 1, the experience was very similar. Enjoy is a little bit more refined, and we thought the suite was particularly impressive, but both ships deliver exactly what VIVA Cruises promises. Would we sail on VIVA Enjoy again? Without hesitation. After 3 river cruises, we've realised they aren't trying to compete with ocean cruises. They're completely different holidays. Ocean cruises are about the ship. River cruises are about the journey. If you're looking for a relaxing way to explore Europe, wake up somewhere new every morning and spend your days watching incredible scenery drift by, VIVA Enjoy is a fantastic choice. If this cruise has caught your eye and you're thinking about booking, we'd love to help. At Cruise Escapes, we can check the latest prices, talk you through the different cabin options, and help you find the right itinerary for you. You'll find our details in the description below. If you've got any questions about the ship or the Rhine Panorama North itinerary, leave them in the comments below and we'll happily answer them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on board.